the assurance during the stakeholders' day at Menchia, in the Achimwa Mopua constituency of the Ashanti region.
The mining industry. And then me pesemedi in na yabua small scale miners no more to mining in a responsible manner. Enti yebe ma Geological Survey Authority fa omu maps ni nyina ba achire yam bibia gold no war so that you won't do trial and error to start with. Now you share community mining schemes. Now you licensing miners, so that obia entimi emba and kese you are not allowed to do this. You will be licensed according to the law and you work according to the law as long as you don't mine irresponsibly. The torso the pese ahimfonoso medinshisheba all the mining concessions in all your jurisdiction, maybe a mwasa aseswa the concessions no econo. The chiefs must have an interest and a share in those concessions. Mubinya share in the concessions so that you keep an interest in all the concessions. Ewa mwasa aseswa. That will be very important. Misumi be shishe Minerals Development Bank. Me be ye bank for miners. The bank for miners are ebe buamu said a mubetimiato equipment to do proper responsible mining. Said a Greek Development Bank for the farmers, Mibeshishe Minerals Development Bank.
That was Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, who was given assurance during the stakeholders' day at Nyinehini in the Achimwampunya constituency of the Ashanti region. Away from that, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has criticized the governing New Patriotic Party (NPP) for allegedly prioritizing development in regions based on their electoral support. He urges that this approach neglects areas that did not favor the NPP in elections, suggesting it undermines equitable development across the country. Mahama made these remarks during his tour of the Oti region on Monday, November 4, and addressing these concerns, John Mahama condemned what he described as regional disparities in resource allocation, pleading and pledging to prioritize our development in the Oti region if elected president again.
About Oti, we want to do one of the special agri processing zones in Volta and Oti, because the good thing, I mean, God works in mysterious ways. There's no mining in Volta and Oti, and so you can see how lush the vegetation is. I mean, they have some of the most beautiful vegetation in the whole country, and that's a blessing from God. And so tourism will flourish there, and they produce so much cassava, so much maize, so much yam, they produce ginger, they produce pepper, they produce everything. And so if we're able to put in the processing capacity, they produce rice. And some of the places, they produce the rice, they just sell the paddy. If we put in rice processing mills, we can brand it OT aromatic rice or Afife perfumed rice or something. And then we can market it so that we can cut down the amount of food we import. And so we're going to pay a special attention to those two regions.
Of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has described as a piped dream the New Patriotic Party's target of amassing some 300,000 votes in the Volta region in the December 7 election. The NPP in the Volta region has recently mentioned that they are targeting to increase their vote margin in NDC's stronghold from about 1,000 in the 2020 election to 300,000 in the upcoming election. Reacting to this at the ongoing tour of the Oti region, John Mahama declared that the NPP could not win that quantum of vote in the Volta region, describing it as a fanciful.
I'm positive again that we can win all the votes in the Oti region. We want to increase the votes that we get from the Volta region and the Oti region. And I'm sure that if we're able to do that, also increase our votes in Greater Accra. Greater Accra, we won it the last time with only 76,000 votes. We need to win it by about 300,000 votes. And we need to widen the gap in Volta region MPP got about 100,000 votes in Volta region the last time. We got about 800,000. We need to decrease the votes that they get in Volta. It's a pipe dream. I don't think MPP can get 300,000 in Volta region. Mark my words. So we'll look at the results when they come. Yeah, they can't get 300,000 in Volta region. We're going to win it. I mean, Volta region knows that, I mean, it's NDC that stands for them. Everything, regional hospital, University of Health and Allied Sciences, you know, virtually everything, electrification, water, Pando water system, I mean, everything.
Still on election, the latest poll by Global Info Analytics between 28th October and 2nd November 2024 shows the ruling party's candidate and the current Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia trailing the leader of the main opposition John Dramani Mahama with 52.7 to 40.1%, nearly a month before voters ahead of the polls. Nana Kwame Bediako, the leader of the new force, attract 4.0% of support, while the leader of the Movement for Change, Alan Kojo Chomontin, attract 1.5% support. Others are on 0.7%. The poll suggests Nana Kwame Bediako is losing ground after his astronomical rise in the polls in recent times. The polling average for the fourth week shows John Dramani Mahama on 52.5%, whereas Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia holds 40.2%, and Nana Kwame Bediako with 4.9%, Alan Kojo Chomontin holding 1.7%, and others with 0.7%. Let's do some legal matters where the Accra High Court has rejected a petition filed by a university lecturer aimed at preventing COP Christian Tete Yohonu from executing his duties as Deputy Inspector General of Police for operations. The plaintiff Emmanuel Felix Mante argued that both the Police Council and the Office of the President had overstepped their authority in appointing a Deputy IGP specifically for operations. Police Council during its meeting where COP Yohonu's exceptional credential and dedication to duty were acknowledged. But the Constitution nor the Ghana Police Service Act officially recognizes this role. He added that the only legal document hinting at such a position, the Police Service Regulations, does not provide for a deputy solely dedicated to operations. Away from that, the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOSAG, has announced a nationwide strike effective November 7 due to the government's delay in finalizing a new salary structure. CLOSAG had previously announced its intention to proceed on strike in a statement dated October 22, anticipating that the Fair Wages and Salary Commissions would miss the October 31 deadline to finalize the new salary structure. This decision was likely motivated by the government's failure to implement the proposed salary structure despite a memorandum of understanding being reached 1.5 years prior. However, in a statement issued on Monday, November 4, CLOSAG's Executive Secretary Isaac Bamfo Addo now considered the January 1, 2025 implementation date unrealistic. Additionally, he said CLOSAG will no longer engage with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission CEO Benjamin Arthur, citing bad faith. Still on some legal matters, Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame has stressed that no institution or individual in Ghana holds sovereign authority, as sovereignty ultimately resides in people of Ghana under Article 1 of the Constitution. Addressing attendees at the swearing-in ceremony of the new President of Executives of the Ghana Bar Association on Monday, November 4, Dame underscored the Constitution's role as the nation's supreme law. He highlighted that the supreme law entrusts the judiciary with the final judicial authority, affirming that every individual or institution, including the President, is is not above the Constitution. And now let's move to Parliament, where Member of Parliament for Sanirego constituency Alhassan Hussaini has said that it's illegal when members of the Supreme Court give orders to members of Parliament. Speaking on ABC in the morning, Mr. Hussaini stated categorically that the Speaker of Parliament doesn't need any report or complaint from the political party before he declares the seat vacant, stressing that all he needs is to follow Order 18 of Parliament. And now America is set to go for the 2024 election in what is keenly contested ballots between Democrat flag bearer and Vice President Kamala Harris and Republican flag bearer and former President Donald Trump. Recent polls in the U.S. have placed the elections to be decided in 7 battlegrounds, including Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Wisconsin, Arizona, and North Carolina. Donald Trump held his final rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where he delivered his final speech and was met by cheers from the crowd. This is also where he engaged his campaign in 2016 and 2020. He also went on to ask those in attendance if they are better off now that they were in 4 years ago, to which crowds at the rally responded with loud boos. In his final words, Trump said, quoting, "My message to you and to all Americans tonight is very simple. We don't have to live like this," unquote. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris has also delivered her last speech of the campaign in Philadelphia, where she ended her weeks-long run of appearances by reflecting on the campaign. She said, quoting, "Brought together people from all corners of the nation and all walks of life," unquote. Harris went on, again saying that ours is not to fight against nothing but for something. "Tonight we finish as we started, with energy, optimism, joy," unquote, she said. Made a familiar appeal to young and new voters, saying again, "To you in particular I say, I see your powers and I am so proud of you," unquote. The whole world is keeping tab with the election, as the outcome would have implications across the world. And that's all for the package this morning on ABC Headlines. I am Eric Chinibwa Melo. For more news, do also visit abcnewsgh.com for more content and of course more news. And of course you can log on to our YouTube ABC News Ghana for more content. Have a good morning.